Hi, I'm Kevin Smith, General Manager of Life and Device Solutions at Panasonic Canada. Panasonic supports the building industry across North America with solutions that ensure the air in our homes is as healthy as it should be through HVAC and ventilation systems, humidity management, and air purification technologies. Today, I'll be sharing insights from our latest research around indoor air quality. But first, let me introduce my esteemed guest, Sam Rashkin.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. Delighted to be here and help join the conversation about a very important but invisible home attribute, indoor air quality.
Sam started out as a residential architect, then moved to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency to lead Energy Star certified home. About 17 years later, he moved over to the Department of Energy to develop and lead the Zero Energy Ready Home program. Last year, Sam started a new company called Housing 2.0, which empowers high-performance builders to design and construct healthier, much more sustainable homes at a lower cost. Sam is also the author of a new book, Housing 2.0, a disruption survival guide published by Green Builder Media. So, Sam, we're curious to know, what at its core is Housing 2.0?
Sure, Kevin. And I love to always practice what I preach and always lead with the why. And the why for Housing 2.0 really is derived from laboratory research that revealed we spend nearly 70% of our lives inside our homes. Thousands of families were surveyed, and that's what we found out. And that finding led to a personal epiphany. Home is where life happens. It's where we connect with family and friends. It's where we live. It's where we get protection from weather, contaminants, and natural disasters. Housing 2.0 provides a framework for consistently delivering homes where life happens better. It's where every aspect of the user experience is taken to a new level. Where builders deliver more joy, I believe they'll be rewarded with much more success. Maybe more important is a great feeling knowing they will be doing well by doing good. A line I stole from the late but great Ray Anderson, founder of one of the most sustainable product manufacturers, Interface Carpets.
Doing well by doing good. I love that, Sam. You know, that's essentially been our business philosophy at Panasonic for over 100 years. It's worked well for us, and we're excited to see how these Housing 2.0 trends can not only benefit the homeowner, but also our building industry partners. Sam, in your new book, which I understand is based on 5 years of research amongst home builders, you point to 5 crises the home building industry is facing and how these crises are going to lead to a profound disruption. One of them is the user experience imperative. Tell us more about that.
Almost every industry we can think of has been disrupted by consumers armed with ever-increasing information over the last 20 years. Think all the product selections made today where companies are filtered out that don't have 4 or 5-star ratings. It's becoming the same for housing. No one buys a home today without going online to get increasingly available information, now including peer review ratings for builders. Additionally, more and more data and metrics reveal how a home performs relative to efficiency, comfort, durability, and the new must-have, health.
Which is a good thing for companies like Panasonic that prioritize higher performance, better quality, and better health.
Exactly. And the same is true of your building industry partners.
Got it. What are some examples of new building construction data impacting homeowner decisions?
Well, a potential game changer for energy efficient homes is the experience created by infrared camera diagnostics. This prediction I've made way back is now backed up by recent research. There was a study in Bristol, England, where thousands of homes were provided with energy efficient assessments. And it was done in 2 groups, one with and one without infrared camera diagnostics, revealing thermal defects in insulation and air sealing. And the group that received infrared diagnostics was 5 times more likely to make recommended actions to make their homes more energy efficient. And this is a huge empirical data point on the impact of effective experiences to change consumer behavior. Another example of data impacting homeowner decisions concerns our topic today, air quality in the home. Builders need to brace themselves for rapidly developing innovations targeting health in homes. This includes new smartphone applications that can quickly access assessments of key contaminants in the air, including carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, volatile organic compounds known as VOCs, particulates, and humidity, along with an overall assessment of indoor air quality from poor to good. And this simple, easy to understand, real-time feedback provides powerful clarity on health, and it's going to be a huge factor for home buyers to take action and to gauge the quality of the home the builder built.
Yeah, we know those solutions well. For our Breathe Well indoor air quality solutions, we've integrated one of those app and monitor providers, Swidget, into our system as part of a North American partnership. Sam, a lot of homeowners know what they can do to make their homes more energy efficient, but what about indoor air quality? As I mentioned, we recently fielded a study amongst both homeowners and building professionals. And a strong majority of homeowners indicated a healthy living environment is very important to them and contributing a great deal to their overall health and well-being. But relatively few were concerned about the air quality of their own homes and whether or not it's somewhat or very unhealthy.
No, actually, Kevin, I believe homeowners are very concerned about health in their homes, especially post-COVID, but may respond this way because they aren't effectively informed about the health risks associated with indoor air quality, along with the simple solutions for breathing better. But before getting to how to address this homeowner awareness challenge, I'm curious what building industry professionals think. Anything you found there?
Yeah. When we initially asked builders, we got a somewhat different story. Only 29% thought the air in most homes was somewhat or very unhealthy. But after we exposed building professionals to a series of facts around indoor air quality risks, the majority came to believe that most homes pose a health risk.
You know, that's not a surprise to me, Kevin. That's why I devoted an entire section in my book, Housing 2.0, to try to clarify two topics mentioned earlier, the importance of indoor air quality and related risks to households.
Can you share the Cliff Notes version with us?
I'll quickly review 5 of the most important risks to control. First, moisture that becomes excessive can lead to mold and allow dust mites to thrive. The primary sources of moisture that need to be controlled are outdoor humidity, rain and snow, and indoor human activities such as respiration, washing, cooking, and cleaning. Outdoor moisture is a primary concern during construction and easily controlled with effective bulk moisture and moisture vapor control layers. Next are chemical compounds such as volatile organic compounds, more commonly known as VOCs. They're another source of contaminants found in building materials and consumer products. One of the most common VOCs is formaldehyde. VOCs are carcinogenic chemicals that can easily be controlled by specifying widely available low-emission paints, carpets and pads, sheathing cabinets, and adhesives. This includes board products with much safer exterior-grade phenylformaldehyde rather than the more potent urea formaldehyde. Chemicals in the common household products like air fresheners, cleaning products, personal care products, and even furniture with dangerous fire retardants have to be controlled by homeowners, and they too can contribute significantly to indoor air pollution. Next, biological contaminants are important. They include bacteria, viruses, animal dander, dust mites, cockroaches, pollen. They can be controlled with good airtight construction and screens at vents that block pests from getting inside the homes. The one exception would be the dryer vent that you have to let flow outside without screens. Combustion gases next. There are risks in homes with gravity-drafted fossil fuel heating and water heating equipment, along with natural gas appliances and open fireplaces. They can easily be controlled with direct vent equipment and a growing set of electric appliances that perform as well or better than their natural gas counterparts. Last, radon is a natural occurring radioactive gas in soils. The EPA estimates that 115 homes in the US has excessive levels of radon that is directly correlated to increased risk of lung cancer. Fortunately, radon can be easily controlled with simple radon-resistant construction.
That's a lot to be concerned about. and awareness of that has led us to our latest research where we wanted to get a benchmark of what homeowners and builders know about indoor air pollution and what they don't know. So to begin with, we asked them whether a series of statements were true or false. So here's one. Indoor air is 2 to 5 times as likely to be polluted as outdoor air, and sometimes as much as 100 times as polluted. Scientific studies have shown this to be pure fact. Here's another. Homes constructed today have significantly less fresh air than those that were constructed 10 to 20 years ago.
Yeah, who knew when we make much more efficient airtight homes that more indoor air quality risk comes along for the ride. So, if you look at it, high performance homes have about 1/4 or less natural infiltration of fresh air to dilute contaminants compared to older, less efficient homes.
What we also found out about homeowners was it was really a coin toss whether they believed the statements were true or false. Only 49% thought indoor air pollution is worse than outdoor air pollution, and 52% believe that new homes have less fresh air than older homes. Building professionals did only marginally better, with 57% of them recognizing that each of these statements is true.
Yeah, Kevin, this confirms what I've known for a long time. There's still a lot of education to be done.
Absolutely, Sam. Our hypothesis going into this research was that homeowners have limited knowledge about indoor air quality. But if we shaped a conversation around some of the science related to health risks and means of mitigation, they put a higher priority on it. And we found that to be true. First, we introduced 5 specific health risks from having poor air inside your house. And Sam, you're familiar with these as you referenced several of them in Housing 2.0. The first was the prevalence of asthma, allergies, and respiratory problems, which can be exacerbated by poor indoor air quality. Sadly, 20% of households have someone who suffers from these health challenges. Knowing this made 96% of homeowners and the same percentage of builders think that indoor air quality was much more or somewhat more important. The same was true for the other 4 facts, almost universally elevating the importance of indoor air quality to both homeowners and builders. Sam, you referenced the health risks from biological sources like dust mites. The American Lung Association has found that roughly 4 out of 5 homes have detectable levels of dust mite allergen in at least one bed. So what people may not recognize is the scale of the challenge. So we shared that survey with homeowners and builders in our survey. It turns out that the average 6-room house generates 40 pounds of dust in a year. That's a lot of dust. As one of my sales guys likes to say, a badly ventilated house, you're going to sleep breathing somebody else's skin cells. Many of us know that having high humidity in our homes can lead to the formation of mold and mildew, which can be very toxic. But as you also know, humans suffer more infection and asthma attacks, as well as impaired brain function when relative humidity drops below 40%. In terms of chemical contaminants, VOCs are a real source of concern. The volatility of these chemicals leads to off-gassing over time. And once in gas form, they can be inhaled and get into the bloodstream, creating immune responses that ultimately damage the cells and the organs. Among both the homeowners and builders we surveyed, the risk of off-gassing was the second most convincing health fact of the 5 we presented in getting them to place greater importance on indoor air quality. Finally, poor indoor air quality can be life-threatening. Homeowners have gradually become aware of some of these risks. If you bought a home recently, you may have done a radon test to see if the home needs to be shielded from these radioactive soil gases, which cause 22,000 lung cancer deaths each year. You may have purchased a monitor to detect toxic levels of carbon monoxide, a byproduct of burning fossil fuels in homes without proper venting. And we all know that COVID-19 spreads through airborne transmission, especially indoors in our homes, where, as Sam pointed out, we spend 70% of our lives. Not surprisingly, these life-threatening health risks were seen as the number one most.
And builders have a number of tools to enhance indoor air quality and mitigate some of the health risks we've been discussing. Did the survey address some of the ways that indoor air quality solutions can effectively manage these health risks?
Yes, it did. In addition to the 5 scientific facts on health risks, we shared 5 facts about indoor air quality solutions that mitigate health risks. One of the ways is air purification. Over the last 20 years or so, Panasonic has developed a nanotechnology we call NanoEX. It's been used in Japan for a number of years, but it's somewhat newer in the North American market. This technology produces trillions of water ions that bond with hydrogen from many types of bacteria, virus, and allergens, and effectively neutralize them, inhibiting their growth by as much as 99.5%. We've integrated this technology into some of our new HVAC solutions and ventilation solutions that we supply to the building industry in North America. This fact about the benefits of air purification technologies was almost universally effective in causing both homeowners and building professionals to view indoor air quality as more important than they previously had. Humidity control solutions are another way to mitigate the risk of indoor air pollution. We need to keep relative humidity in our homes between 30 and 60% to inhibit the growth of mold. Energy recovery ventilators can do a good job of improving the control of humidity so it's not too high, discouraging the growth of mold, or as we previously pointed out, not too low, which increases infections, asthma attacks, and impairs brain function.
Quality installed HVAC systems with tight ducts will also help keep humid air and dust from being pulled into return ducts located in unconditioned attics, basements, and crawl spaces.
And let's not forget bathroom and kitchen ventilation fans. As you pointed out, Sam, moisture in homes can be caused by human activity, like taking a shower, boiling a big pot of water to make pasta. And speaking of ventilation, we did share with the survey participants a couple of facts around ventilation systems. First, across a number of research studies, improved ventilation was found to improve health outcomes, generally by 20 to 50%. And in our survey, this was the second most convincing fact around indoor air quality mitigation solutions. We also know that human performance improves with better ventilation. In schools, higher ventilation rates are associated with improved student performance and test scores, as well as reduced absences. We see similar performance and attendance gains with improved ventilation in offices.
Yes, that's why ventilation, Kevin, is one of 3 key strategies for ensuring comprehensive indoor air quality that I cover in Housing 2.0. That's because properly installed whole house ventilation systems are critical to dilute the inevitable contaminants that get inside our homes. And speaking of ventilation, I'm excited about new smart systems that intelligently monitor air quality relative to key toxins and automatically activate fans as needed to ensure adequate fresh air. This can help maximize under or over ventilation control. I anticipate that data from these systems will be integrated with the consumer-friendly apps we mentioned before for indoor air quality, and that in turn will provide a highly emotional experience, influencing homeowners to proactively take action, managing the health in their homes. I envision this will be similar to how a flashing oil warning light in our cars drives immediate action to mitigate a costly maintenance risk. And as a side note, I also agree with just the importance of ventilation outside of the home.
Finally, let's look at filtration. As COVID-19 hit, one thing schools and companies turned to keep their environment safe was HEPA filtration. The filters are 99.7% efficient at capturing particles associated with COVID-19. In these pandemic times, this fact was the one that most convinced homeowners and builders that indoor air quality was important.
Wow, it's a lot. And after delivering all these educational facts, Kevin, what was the end result? What
Well,
impact did it have on homeowner perceptions?
Sam, I'm happy to report that we had a lot of success in moving the needle. At the start of the survey, only 1 in 8 homeowners thought the air in their houses or their homes was very or somewhat unhealthy. By the end of the survey, this doubled from 1 in 8 to almost 2 in 5. And we expect not only changes in perception, but changes in behavior. 97% of homeowners indicated they were more likely to invest in indoor air quality solutions going forward after being exposed to these educational facts. What that tells us here at Panasonic, Sam, is that the industry is ready for a fact-based conversation around indoor air quality. And that's the driving force behind our Breathe Well campaign. We intend to lead conversation and provide tools for conversations within the home building community and between builders and home buyers.
I couldn't agree more, Kevin, which is why I also prominently address how to communicate indoor air quality in Housing 2.0. It's time we translate the health risks associated with indoor air contaminants to homeowners with clarity, emotional experiences, and simple language and actionable guidance. These are all key points you may have noticed I've been stressing in my prior comments. And another key part of effective communication is trust. I believe working with the most powerful brands in the healthy product space, like Panasonic, provides builders a unique opportunity to earn trust. And trust is critical for the ultimate consumer product, homes. Again, back to my epiphany, homes where life happens. Finally, breathing well is not extra credit. It's the new must-have. Meeting this challenge provides builders the opportunity to help their customers live better lives while growing their businesses. As you mentioned earlier, the opportunity to do well by doing good.
Thanks, Sam. Really appreciate you being with me today to shine a light on this really critical topic. And I can assure you that the people at Panasonic share your passion and dedication to make our homes the healthy, safe harbors that we all need. It's the driving force behind our recent decision to bring our HVAC and ventilation business together to create our new indoor air quality business and to begin the Breathe Well conversation.